let's start with the short introduction. So I love to know about you a little bit, ma'am.
All right. So I am Ritu Pathak. As you know, I live in Agra and I have been in the profession of teaching English language for the last 35 years.
Okay,
And
wow.
what about you, Sushmita?
Okay, ma'am. My name is Susmita. I belong to Assam, currently based in UP, holding master in education. Top of that, I done PGDC as a computer course also. I'm married, mother of one kid. Simultaneously, I run YouTube channel, the name of Global English Quest. Now that's all about me, ma'am.
Beautiful, amazing, amazing introduction.
Thank you so much,
So
ma'am.
I plan to just pick up the topic of accent today. What do you think? Is it okay?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can discuss on it. Yeah,
Yes. You
yeah.
see, nowadays the term accent has become a real problem, especially for the English learners. Now they
Yes,
wonder all the time that should I speak like a native speaker? Should I embrace my natural way of speaking? Or should I go for a different kind of accent? So it is a very confusing concept, right?
yes,
And top of the cherry is that most of us pronounce the word accent wrongly. Like we say accent, it is not sound, it is accent, it is a
yes.
accent.
Excellent.
So before just hitting this topic, it's very important to know about the definition, like what is an accent. We are very
Yes,
confused. We straightforward start with the types of accent, but what is an accent? Accent is a fascinating aspect of communication skill,
mm,
and it plays a crucial role in your spoken English as well.
yes.
So what do you think about accent? I would like to know from you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Accent is the unique way the pronounce, right? How people pronounce the word. That is the accent, I must say. In it's based on their religion, their culture, or which kind background they are having. So it comes on MTI as well. So it's influence MTI. So I don't think the accent is important to have communication with people. Uh, it's they are important to think that clarity and understanding should be there instead of focusing on accent, right?
Hmm.
So we should focus on our MTI and we should try to mitigate or after some time that it will be eradicate. So instead of focus on our accent, we should focus on our clarity, should be clear,
Hmm.
right? And it's understanding, should be understanding our thoughts. That is the, I think, accent is. We should not focus on our accent too much. We should not copy others because Indian accent is very beautiful accent we are having. So we should try to correct the pronunciation. Every word we should focus, pronounce correctly. So that is, I think, we should
Okay.
focus instead of
Yes.
accent.
Right. Agreed. Completely. 100% I agree with you. Accent is such a broad word. It's such an important
Yes.
word. Yes, it is of paramount importance. And if you talk about the linguistic and geographical variation, this accent has three broad categories. It has three
Okay.
broad categories. The first category we talk about is the regional accent, as you put it right in front of me just now, that yes, English or any language is definitely influenced by its geographical variations, the place where we live in. Now,
Yeah.
the first is regional accent. Let me talk about it. Now, regional accent is subdivided into three different accents. We don't know that. The
Yeah.
first is British accent, which is a way too tough, very, very tough. British
Mm.
accent. But little did we know that British accent again divided into three different accents. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And that is very interesting to know. So, do you
Mm.
want me to continue with that
Yeah,
concept?
yes, ma'am. I love to know. I don't
All
have that
right.
much knowledge about it, so I love to know, ma'am.
Thank you, thank
Please
you.
continue.
So, in British accent, the first that comes in is Cockney accent. It is known as
Okay.
Cockney accent, and it is very tough, very different. Now,
Uh-huh.
Cockney accent is used basically in Eastern London, right?
Okay.
Hmm. And what they do, they believe in dropping the consonant sound. The
Okay.
consonant sound means, let me give you a very easy and interesting example. Like we say a combination of the, th. We normally
Hmm.
pronounce it the,
Yes. That,
but
yeah.
they don't pronounce this consonant sound. I told you now they drop the consonant
Hmm.
sound and they say fa, fa. Very
Okay.
interesting. So instead of saying thinking, they say thinking. These
Okay.
are, I hope you haven't heard about it, right? So it's very
No, no,
interesting to
no,
know.
ma'am. Please.
And
It's new for me.
they also drop H sound. So instead of saying house, they say house. They drop the consonant sound. Yes. And another interesting fact about Cockney is that they believe in rhyming patterns, in rhyming slangs. Like, for example, if they have to say that I am climbing upstairs. So instead of stairs, they don't use stairs. They use
Uh,
apples, you know. And
Okay.
for us, apple is just a name of a simple fruit.
Fruit. Fruit.
Right.
Yes.
It's a household name. We all know about it. So they
Hmm.
have to say, I am growing apples and pears. Though nowadays they are not using the word pears, they use apples.
Ah.
Right. Yes. And second
Okay.
accent, which is a part of a British accent, is
Hmm.
Scottish. So as the name indicates very well, that people from Scotland, they use Scottish accent, which is a part again of British accent.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
And the third is
Yeah.
RP. And the third
Hmm.
is RP, which is a received pronunciation, and which we know very well by the name of BBC English. They have a lot of podcasts over there, BBC English. And
Okay.
this is considered as a neutral accent in the UK. Right.
Hmm.
Then we
Okay.
come to second one, which is again a part of regional accent, American accent. Now, American accent is again subdivided into two accents, and that is, the first is New York accent, right?
Okay.
So, in New York accent, they drop the sound of R. They drop the sound of R. They don't say car. They don't make the, they throw it away. They say car. They say
Hmm.
water, water, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the second type of American accent only, and that is Southern accent, right? And
Um,
this is also very interesting. They use a very quick vowel shift. Vowel shift.
hmm.
They don't say you all, they say your.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is a contracted. Therefore, they speak so fast and they maintain that definite pace. So sometimes we can't understand those accents, you know. Instead of saying you all, they just say you all. Then
Hmm.
we come to the last, to our own accent, that is Indian accent. And mind it, Sushmita, these are all the parts only of one type, regional accent. I haven't come to the second one. Regional accent has three types, that is British, American, and Indian accent. So,
Hmm.
Indian accent, as we all know, it has two beautiful accents, North
Yes.
accent and South accent, right? People
Yeah.
who live in northern India, like we both belong to this
Hmm.
region, we have a blend, we have a mixture of, you know, Punjabi and Hindi phonetics.
Yes.
And people who speak English in South India, they have a beautiful blend of Telugu, Tamil,
Uh,
and Malayalam.
ah.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Then we come to the second one. That is known as non-native accent.
Ah.
So people normally confuse between native and non-native, right? So
Okay.
we can consider ourselves as non-native speakers. Why? You know, for a very simple reason. For the first reason, because English is not our native language, right?
Mm.
And for the second one, English is our second or third or fourth, right? Many people may know a lot of languages. So therefore, people who whose language is not their native language, like English is not their native language, for
Mm.
them they will be considered as non-native speakers, right? And here the word comes from non-native speakers. And the third and the last, which is very interested part of this series category, is constructed accent.
Mhm.
Constructed accent. Construct means we build. This is a built up accent. So the
Mm.
first accent in constructed is neutral accent. Neutral accent. Have you ever heard this word neutral accent?
Neutral accents. No, ma'am. I haven't maybe.
You
Mm.
haven't. Okay. Maybe you have, you didn't pay attention to that, but neutral accent. Now, neutral accent is globally famous. Yes, it is the
Mm.
most accepted one. You know why? You just told me na, that accent means clarity
Ah,
and understandability. Like we must understand what the other person is speaking up to us. So
yes.
neutral accent. That is a neutral accent because it is understandable. You
Yes.
understand whatever I am speaking. You understand. And media, in media and overall international communication, if we look worldwide, neutral accent is the most accepted one, right?
Okay.
And the last, which I hate a lot, fake accent. Fake
Okay.
accent, yes, it is also a part of constructed accent.
Okay.
You must know all about the accent, so this is a fake accent, which simply means to foolishly imitate the other, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, fake accent is considered as unauthorized, according to me, un- unauthentic and inconsistent, right? So quickly we should just shed off this accent, because when we use fake accent, in that process we make weird mouth movements, and most of the people they don't like. Immediately your listener will get to know that you are using a fake accent. Now this is a misconception, Sushmita. In a nutshell, I just want to wind up. In a nutshell, I want to say that be natural. Use,
Yes.
if you
Yes.
are if you are skeptical about the accent and what accent should I use, go
Mm.
for the neutral accent. Act
Mm.
natural. Embrace the natural accent, the way you speak. We all are beautiful. We all are abundant. We all are positive. Embrace the way you are. Don't use fake accent because it looks very foolish, very
Mm.
unauthentic, and it is not actually understandable. Now, if I can't understand you, then there is no point of having the communication. Do you agree with
Yes.
me?
Yes, ma'am. And thank you so much for sharing lots of things. It's really totally new for me about accent. Just I were aware about the British American and accent. So in there three parts also in that.
Yes,
So
these are
it's
all the
really
parts
nice.
of the. We are talking about the British accent, American, and Indian accent. They are parts of regional accent. And then we have the second one, which is known as non-native accent. And the third is your constructed accent, which we construct. So neutral
Mm.
accent and fake accent are built up accent. They are constructed. Therefore, they are termed as constructed accent.
Ah,
So we must know, because nowadays I am noticing that we all are grouping in dark and we don't know what accent to use. So for those who don't know what to use, please go naturally. Okay, please use
natural.
the words naturally. Exactly. Work on your pronunciation. Work on your grammatical rules. Most of the
Mm.
people they think that grammar is not at all important. I want to ask them, please comment in the section box on this platform, I'm inviting all of my audience also why grammar is not important. Now, had grammar been not so important, how I would have communicated with you in English language? Tell me that, Sushmita. I want to ask this as an open question.
Okay, yeah, I also think the same. Grammar is the most important. This is the root of the English language, right? Because we
Hmm.
don't have any ambience to have communication with people. And how we learn this language just because of focusing on our grammar section. How we learn the sentence structure just focusing on a grammar section. We learn first grammar, then only we able to speak English or frame the sentence. So that is
Exactly.
the root and foundation of English language. Grammar is the foundation of English, right?
Huh.
Many people they ask me this question that native speaker they do not learn grammar. They also make mistakes. So how did they learn? And how you also learn the
One
English?
point I just want to say, sorry to interrupt, that most
Yes,
of the people they are claiming that babies, small babies, when they open their eyes in this universe, they don't know anything about it. They haven't done any grammar. Then how could they speak? They listen to
they
you,
listen. Yes,
and yes, they imitate
yeah.
you. They listen to you. They speak.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, we should remember we are not babies. We
Mm.
are not babies, we are grown ups. We can
Yes,
train our mind. How can we
yes,
compare with little baby, with the baby who is just born?
yeah,
They don't even know how to train their mind. We know, we
yes.
are grown ups. We know how to train our mind. I'm not saying
Mm.
that grammar is 100% important. Okay, don't run all the rules, don't cram all the rules. But what is important?
Okay.
Incorporate actually the sentence structure, that how you have to actually structure the sentence. You must know about the subject verb agreement. Can we say that you is going to the market? We never say that you is. This is a subject verb agreement. We say you
Okay.
are going to the market.
Yes,
Then how could we do if we don't know anything about subject verb agreement?
yes, yes.
Yes. Maybe that is
Definitely.
a different thing, Sushmita. That percentage may be different. That, okay, if somebody says 100% grammar is not important, I agree with him. But if you say that grammar is completely not important, I don't carry this notion with me. I am totally against it.
Even I also. Now I'm feeling little bit that now we are getting ambience or environment to listen people, or we are having lots of content. So that is why I think who want to learn they should focus on grammar section little bit tense and which is very important like a little bit modals or voice. So this kind of things they should focus on. They can start to watch others. Then after imitating them, after listening them, they will also get to know about little bit how to use or how to make sentences. That's how they can also learn, and they will be able to communicate with people. That's how. So after that, if you want to go the upper level, if you want to be a trainer or teacher, must you have knowledge about the grammar each and every section, right? That
Exactly.
time you there is a no any kind of allow for you to make mistake any silly things. So
Yes.
that time you have to be attentive about all the grammar section, especially if you want to be a write or if you want to be a writer.
Right.
So
So,
grammar is important for basic and for the advanced. If you want to stay in the
exactly.
middle side, then I think you will be able to make with the content you are consuming in day-to-day life. So
Hmm.
for conversation, it will be okay, but down and upper, you should focus on grammar.
You have to combine both the concepts together. 50% fluency and 51% accuracy, both are important if you want to be a
Yes,
fluent speaker, right? And
yes,
fluency comes from speaking, accuracy comes from grammar. So
grammar.
combine
Yes.
both, yeah, it will be a bombastic combination, and it will help you to achieve that C2 level. So, with that,
Yes.
Sushmita, let's wind up this beautiful session.
Yes.
And I hope to connect with you very, very soon. So, bye bye,
Yeah, ma'am.
Sushmita.
I'm really hoping for the next conversation very soon, and I love to know more and another topic
Yes,
from you,
we
ma'am. It
will.
was
We will.
really nice, and I got lots of things from you, ma'am. I never thought this kind of it could be happen in the accent itself.
No, we will come again with a hot button topic very
Ah,
soon. I promise.
yes, ma'am.
So bye
Yes,
bye,
ma'am.
Sushmita. Take care, darling. Take care.